bottled water glass.
I'm not sure how many of you here watched or listened to last Wednesday's State of the State speech, but I did. There was a particular moment in that speech that caused my ears to perk up a bit, and I really liked what I heard. Now, I honestly can't recall a time in recent memory where agriculture was so prominently mentioned in a State of the State speech. It was incredibly refreshing and a very proud moment for me, and I'm sure for all of you as well. I now have the distinct privilege to introduce to you the gentleman who gave that speech last Wednesday night, our featured speaker for today. Please give a warm welcome to Governor Scott Walker, a true friend to Wisconsin agriculture.
Thanks. Thank you. Thanks. Good afternoon. Great to be with you. As was mentioned in the introduction, we're excited about where agriculture is in this state. It's specifically why I did indeed say this is one of our two key industries. It's why we were pleased in this last budget to put the resources in to make sure we can enact the production tax credit for both manufacturing, as was mentioned, and for agriculture. It's one that builds tax year 13, it starts at 1.75, but by 2016 it builds to 7.5%. For just about everybody, whether you pay individual income or a handful that might pay corporate income taxes, that wipes out almost all of your taxable liability. That's a big deal. We understand that probably one of the best ways in agribusiness and agriculture and in manufacturing to put more people to work isn't to wave a magic wand and tell you to do it. It's to give you more of your money back to reinvest into your operations, into your farms, into your businesses, into the things that make innovation, that invest in capital, that invest in technology, that invest in the sort of things that make it easier for you not only to make more of a profit, take on more sales, but in many cases to hire more people. We want to help you keep doing that. We want to make sure you have more of those resources to invest into your farms, to invest in your operations, to invest in those agriculture-related things that are going to make us continue to be, not only here in Wisconsin, but in America, the leader when it comes not just to agriculture, but feeding and supplying the world. We can do that, and that's something that's great because exports is a tremendous opportunity for us. 6% increase, 34% in dairy alone. I love talking about the great things in Wisconsin. I love not only saying we're America's dairy land, where we do milk and dairy better than anybody else. We're the number one producer of cheese. We provide a quarter of all the cheese in America. Nearly half of all the specialty cheese comes from Wisconsin and all the other benefits of that. But I love talking about how we're at or near the top when it comes to corn and soybeans, when it comes to cherries. We're the number one producers of cranberries. We produce 95% of all the ginseng that's imported into China comes from one state and one state alone. That's Wisconsin. We have a proud tradition across the board. We produce almost as many potatoes and vegetables as places like Idaho and Montana. We are good across the board because we've got people. I'm proud to tell that story. In fact, when I go around the country, I love to go to D.C. and I start out with milk for breakfast, cranberry juice for lunch, and if I've had a good day, a Miller Lite or a Line & Cool for dinner, and I've covered all my food groups. But it's a great story to tell because a lot of people don't know that. We can help feed the world. We are the leaders in the world when it comes to innovation in terms of agriculture. So today I'm proud of my roots and my heritage, and I'm even more proud of the people in this state who are not only successful when it comes to business, but who understand that farming's a way of life for people all across this great state. But one of the great things is to encourage more young people for future generations, for more, not only to pass it on from one generation to the next, but to encourage others who maybe didn't grow up in a farming household to enter this exciting and dynamic area. We need to show them that there are great careers, there are great opportunities here. And so I'm proud to be hopefully your number one cheerleader when it comes to agriculture and its impact not only on the state's economy, on the Midwest, on this country, and on the world, because we are the leaders. And we want to continue down that pace. We want to put more money back into your hands so you can reinvest as consumers and as operators of farming operations in the state. We understand you're better at spending your money than we are here in Madison. We want that to continue. Somebody said, well, why don't you keep more of that money here in Madison? I said, with a rainy day fund that's 7 times bigger than we ever had before, I think the last thing most people in this state want is for us to hold more money in the Capitol. When I hear we want to put more money back in your hands to fuel the economy, we think that is incredibly important. I would encourage you, for those who are interested as to what the actual impact would be, go to our website if you're able and willing to. It's called prosperity.wi.gov, prosperity.wi.gov. There's a little calculator on there. It talks about how much you'd get in your withholding, how much you'd get in your property tax. Look at that, and then I would encourage you to call your lawmaker in the Assembly or the Senate, and if you like it, tell them that. I'm excited about where we're headed. I think agriculture is the key, along with manufacturing, to drive that going forward. There's a lot of other industries out there, and we want to work with them as well. But you are the driving force in this state. You've gotten us to the strong state that we are today. You're going to help us get even better in the future. And I appreciate your time and your effort.